Sports School is brought to you by BASF and Pride Seeds.
So cover crop crazy. I can't believe the amount of hype about cover crops that is out there in the countryside now. This is the third time in my career, in my span, that we've actually looked at cover crops. And it's unbelievable because I see guys out there chopping stinking corn stalks. Now, what a labor-intensive, fuel-expensive, ridiculous thing to do. It makes no sense whatsoever, at least with a chopping head. The combine's going through the field anyway, but now I got guys out there chopping corn stalks. Meanwhile, these same guys, some of them, are saying, well, maybe I should, broadcast some cereal rye into those corn stalks and try and have a little green cover. Boy, the dichotomy, the ridiculousness of that drives me nuts. Nonetheless, cover crops are cool, and there's no question that the more organic matter, the more roots we can get to grow, the better. Now, we've looked at cover crops in corn a number of times in the past, and I'll be really surprised if it actually works. But what I will say is, gosh, look at this field right here. This is 200 plus bushel corn, and we've got a strip of annual ryegrass as a test plot. I love test plots, and I am astounded at how decent the stand is of that annual ryegrass. I talked to one of our cooperators. The Thames Valley region, the Heartland region, is doing a project on roots not iron. That's exactly what we're calling this. No more tillage. Let's let the roots do it for us. And one of my cooperators has used an annual ryegrass, crimson clover, hairy vetch combination in his corn stalks in plots for 3 years. That's Dave McEachran, at Dear Dave on Twitter, and his answer was, every year I get a yield increase. And Johnson says, how can that be a yield increase? Well, Peter Sikkema did some work on winter wheat looking at weed control, and I need to revisit this because where he planted wheat with edible beans as a weed, even when he didn't control the edible beans, he got more wheat yield, statistically more wheat yield. So what's going on there? Well, I think it's nitrogen transfer. So maybe we can actually increase corn yields. I doubt it, but lots of things to learn. And so I'm really excited about cover crops. Multi-species they talk about. I'm just happy if you do something after your wheat, for crying out loud. Do you need 8 species? Is 3 enough? We simply don't know. But gosh, I really want you to look at the wonderful structure that this annual ryegrass suddenly puts in the soil. This is so much better than the structure where we don't have any of those roots. See how that just crumbles away, and you can look at the root mass that we're getting. Some of these plants have look at the root mass on that annual ryegrass plant. That's incredible. If that isn't doing good for next year's soybean crop, by golly, I don't know what is. Some weed control issues, some herbicide issues, we should talk about those, but have a look at this. This is something that may change agriculture.